What's up with it? And what's going down, YouTube world? Hey, good looking on tuning in for my very first cool reaction video. I appreciate it. Yo, I'm him, the King Cool. And yeah, man, hope everybody chilling. Hope everybody had a cool day. So in today's video, we're gonna react to, and we're gonna rap a few ticks about it, is comedian, journalist, political activist, Jon Stewart. He's talking to the Deputy Defense Secretary, I believe her name is Kathleen Hicks, about the Department of Defense inability to pass the audit. So I ain't gonna even hold y'all. Let's go ahead and get into this video. Here we go.
Do you feel like these are unfair questions of somebody within a department of that size and scope? Do you feel that it's somewhat unfair?
You have a particular thing you really want to talk about and you're asking me other questions, but I don't think it's unfair to ask me about the audit. It's absolutely the case that the United States military should be able to pass an audit, and we've got to be on that pathway to get there.
Be able to pass the audit.
But don't you think that does speak to the larger point?
But why they not passing the audit is the question.
Good journalism uncovers corruption. And
okay, I mean, good journalism does uncover corruption, but
See,
I'm not sure these two things are linked.
Like, you're not a journalist.
They are.
Okay, so you need to explain to me.
Now, good journalism does uncover corruption, but also being a good journalist can get you killed, especially if you're not controlled by the government when they put their hands in the media and stuff. But if you're really a good journalist, investigative journalist, and you're doing a good job, then yeah, you're supposed to be trying to uncover corruption. But let's go ahead and get back into it.
Do you understand what an audit does and the degree to which it
See the way she pointed. You understand what an audit does?
I believe so.
Okay, go ahead. Give me your explanation.
No, I don't mind learning. So what I would suggest is that the audit that they have in the military doesn't really look at whether or not there's efficacy. It's just whether they got delivered the thing that they ordered. And
that is any audit. That is any audit. That is true.
But generally, those audits aren't $400 billion for Raytheon and $1.7 trillion for a plane that doesn't seem to be doing. Like, there is a lot of waste, fraud, and abuse within a system.
Now, does anybody know about a plane? About $1.7 trillion on planes or whatever. But the fact of the matter is, we give the Department of Defense almost $1 trillion a year, and it's crazy that, I mean, they're not able to pass an audit, especially with that much of our tax money that's going to them, but not going to other programs for us, the citizens.
Audits and waste, fraud, and abuse are not the same thing. So let's decompose
Of course,
these
audits and waste, fraud, and abuse not the same thing.
So an audit is exactly what you just described, which is, do I know what was delivered to which place?
Right.
The ability to pass an audit, or the fact that the DoD has not passed an audit, is not suggestive of waste, fraud, and abuse.
Then what is it suggestive of?
That is completely false right there. So
what is
now it's a question of
the fact that the DOJ is unable to pass an audit, meaning they never pass the audit? Like, what the fuck?
We don't have an accurate inventory that we can pull up of what we have where.
This is a government entity
that is not the same
that doesn't have an accurate inventory.
Because waste, fraud, and abuse has occurred.
So in my world,
that's
waste.
How is that waste?
If I give you $1 billion and you can't tell me what happened to it, that to me is wasteful. That means you are not responsible. But if you can't tell me where it went, then what am I supposed to think? And when there has been reporting, I mean, this is not, look, I'm not saying
he's about to say there has been reporting that,
and that you caused
has been corruption or fraud.
It's a tough.
Now you see how her attitude is? Her attitude is all smug and shit, and like, don't you expect to be asked these type of questions as a government official who's basically not accounting for our money? And the way she said they don't even have an accurate inventory of what went weird. Like, with that much money, you think they would have an accurate inventory of what money is going where and how it's being used. Like, this shit makes no
I'm pretty
sense.
sure I can pause it.
An
This makes no fucking
$850
sense at all.
billion budget to an
What did he
organization
say?
that can't, an $850 billion budget to an
$850 billion
organization
budget.
that can't pass an audit and tell you where that money went. Like,
What
I
the
think
American
most
people
people
supposed to
would
think?
consider that somewhere in the realm of waste, fraud, or abuse, because they would wonder why that money isn't well accounted for.
Exactly.
And especially when they see food insecurity on military bases, and they see
America, period.
That's a good. We should be talking.
Nah, we don't want to change the subject. We want to know where our money going.
The dollars, which
Because that's most important. The dollars.
I think it doesn't really bother me. I think it's all
shit.
connected.
It should, and it don't bother her enough. That's the problem.
Tell me how you're thinking about that.
When I see a State Department get a certain amount of money and a military budget be 10 times that, and I see a struggle within government to get people like more basic services, and then that department that got that, I mean, we got out of 20 years of war and the Pentagon got a $50 billion raise. Like, that's shocking to me. Now, I may
wonder
not
how much of our
understand
money they
exactly
gave
the
to
ins and outs
Afghanistan.
and the incredible magic of an audit, but I'm a human being who lives on the earth and can't figure out how $850 billion to a department means that the rank and file still have to be on food stamps. Like, to me, that's fucking corruption. I'm sorry.
At a high level of corruption.
Like,
at a high level of corruption. The fact that you have people dealing with food insecurity, you have people dealing with homelessness, high prices on everything, and the fact that we give these people almost like I said, we give these people almost $1 trillion a year, and it's like, where's our money going? Like I was saying, I wonder how much money they gave to the Taliban out of that $850 billion. How much money they giving to foreign governments. You know, not only that, how much money they could be keeping. You know what I'm saying? Passing around themselves, enriching themselves. Like,
if that blows your mind, and if you think
said the magic of an audit, I don't understand the magic of an audit.
Like, I really think that that's institutional thinking, and that it's not
attitude,
looking at the day-to-day reality of the people that
her
you
attitude
call the
as a government
greatest
official
in the world. So I get back to this idea of like,
I mean, it's mind blowing. Like,
she
doesn't even her indifference to it.
That the reaction to these questions are, you don't know what an audit is, bucko. Like, that's just weird to me.
See what I'm saying?
On food insecurity, major priority.
Now, we don't want to change.
See
how she changed the subject, like, bam.
The biggest
she just changed the subject to food insecurity.
First of all, we have significantly increased funding on food insecurity. And we do think we are getting much better on that.
Stop trying to change the subject. We ain't talking about that.
We face are not what you often think of as, food insecurity as hunger. They're really around, do we have food available? For instance, as people come on and off shifts, is it healthy food?
Now, I don't understand that. I mean, because if people are in the military, I'm saying, shout out to all my veterans, because I'm a veteran from Air Force. But on base, when I lived on base, all the enlisted people or airmen went to the dining facility and ate the food for free. Now, I don't know what, like, married couples, if they got, I mean, they believe they got a food allowance. So I don't know if that's the same. That's not food stamps. So I don't understand this as far as what they changing the subject about food. But it's crazy, even if people in the military are dealing with food insecurity while they're in the military. So I don't know if that's the case or not.
Those are the types of food insecurity issues we are seeing in and around our military installations. We have increased pay to.
So so people so she basically saying on the military basis, people were dealing with food insecurity, and wow. How? If these people...
Times in a row here. We've done 4.6% pay raise last year. We've asked for 5.2% pay raise this year. We've also increased basic allowances and increased housing and pay and other allowances. So overall, we definitely think we need to increase the spending that we are putting forward toward our service members and their families. We're putting our money where our mouth is. Another big area is childcare.
See how she changed the subject from the money?
That includes both childcare
And
facilities.
she's talking about the little small things that they doing. What about the big, larger picture,
that
the
allows
other
folks
money?
to go out on the
John
economy
Stewart was like,
to get childcare and
changing
how
the
that's
subject.
subsidized by the government. Those are all examples of ways we're trying to put money forward for our service members and their families.
So yeah, man. I don't know what y'all feel about the video. You know what I'm saying? If you made it this far to the video, but that, I mean, if this is not maddening or upsetting to most of y'all, some of y'all, like I was saying, this is our tax money. Like $1 trillion is a lot of money, especially when they talk about this deficit. And like I was saying, the amount of inflation and the expense, how expensive everything has gotten. And we give the military, basically, so this the Department of Defense is the military. They get almost $1 trillion. They're not telling us where the money is going. See what I'm saying? An audit is an accounting of the money that they giving and where it's supposed to be going. So they're not even keeping track of this much money. And then they owe us about getting tax money. And this is a messed up, crazy system that seems like it's not managed properly. And like I said, I don't know how much money is going to what countries, how much we give in foreign countries rather than spending it on ourselves. But it's a waste, it's fraudulent, and it's definitely them being corrupt. But y'all tell me what y'all think. Again, thank y'all for tuning in to my first video. I appreciate the support. Leave a comment. I'll respond to the positive comments, you know. Everybody be cool. I'm him, the king, cool. Peace. Speak money.